Tonight, a judge denies a West Valley City woman's motion. Tilly Buchanan is facing charges for being topless in her own home in front of her stepchildren. The judge agreed with prosecutors, saying Buchanan knew her actions would alarm the children and denied her plea to drop charges. ABC4's Brittany Johnson in studio with what's next in this case. Brittany.
Well, Emily, the judge filed this motion. In it, she sides with prosecutors, saying a judge should not second guess what lawmakers have decided is lewd conduct. I spoke with an attorney tonight who says it's the judge who is actually making an unconstitutional ruling. These court documents explain why Utah's 3rd District Court Judge Kara Pettit refused to overturn part of Utah's lewdness law Tuesday. It's a blow to Tilly Buchanan, the West Valley City woman fighting criminal charges after her stepchildren, who are minors, saw her topless in her own home. In her defense, Buchanan and the ACLU of Utah cited a court ruling that overturned a public topless ban in Colorado. That ruling was upheld by the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. David Lane was the attorney for that case.
The 10th Circuit opinion in Free the Nipples versus Fort Collins controls the issue, and the judge basically said, well, if they can prove her intent was to affront or alarm these children, she's guilty. And I'm saying no.
10th Circuit Court decisions apply to every state in the circuit, which includes Utah. Therefore, Lane says a woman exposing her breast in public or private is not a crime. But Judge Pettit ruled that the ordinance in Colorado and Utah's lewdness statute were significantly different. Utah's statute prohibits lewd behavior by males as well as females and requires the presence of children.
Regardless of what this trial judge says in her back-breaking efforts to bend over backwards and hold the statute constitutional, it's not constitutional. And I am absolutely confident that a federal court is going to see it my way.
Prosecutors filed charges against Buchanan after the children's mother reported the incident to child welfare officials. If convicted of lewdness, Buchanan could face jail time and be forced to register as a sex offender for 10 years.
Which is an absolute outrage. That going topless in your own home can get you on the sex offender registry. That is the most grotesque abuse of governmental power that I've heard in recent time.
Buchanan has hired David Lane, the attorney you just heard from there, to represent her in a civil rights lawsuit against the state of Utah. And Buchanan's attorneys from the ACLU say they're disappointed at the judge's decision and are consulting with Buchanan about next steps.